What's up, everybody? This is Stacey Rae. I'm your whole food chef, nutritionist, and health educator. I am one part of the Elite Organic Nutrition team, and we are one of the most exciting new health companies to be hitting the scene. We are dedicated to bringing you the most simple and convenient ways to help you get fit, lose weight, and become extremely healthy from the inside out. People are asking me constantly about weight loss, weight management, body fat percentages, and the foods to eat to lose weight. And I think some people think that there's like this mysterious magical diet, or there's this crazy food or ratio or supplement that's going to cure all your health woes. And way too many people are actually sold on that concept that if you buy this vitamin juice that you'll be lean, happy, and rich. Come on, guys. When has this been true with anything in life? So I think this is a really much needed topic. Weight loss, there's just massive confusion and marketing madness over this. And you'd think that somebody would be yelling the truth by now. And there's definitely some key people that are. But it gets really lost in the whole mix of like the fat burner commercials and fancy diet programs, protein bars, the story. So I've been really itching to put out some more information for you guys, particularly women, as I feel there's just way too many women struggling to lose weight and really at their wits' end about how to look like that girl in the magazine. So it's all good. I got some great news for you. Stop stressing. We got what you need. Step one is obviously I want you to unlearn, forget about everything your doctors told you about nutrition. Stop looking at that food pyramid. Don't listen to those diet infomercials, etc. They are not educated on nutrition. They do not care about your health, and they are not qualified to tell you what to eat. Boom. I'm just going to put it that way. It's frank, I know, but come on. Let's be serious. Forget about your misfortunes with nutrition. Forget that you failed before. Forget that you put that weight on. Just stop pinching your cellulite in the mirror, and I want you to start listening really close to everything I'm about to tell you. When you are trying to lose weight, it's super easy to fall for every new diet that comes on the market. Desperation is a very powerful state. When you throw some false promises in there too, things get pretty messy. And I don't want you guys blowing any more money on that crap. So you got to remember that a lot of them, they're not long-term solutions. They're very short-term. They can be very damaging, very imbalancing. I'm a long-term person, right? I want to teach you the simple ways to understand your body, your health, your food, and the ways that you can use it so that you don't just lose 15 pounds, but that you can maintain that healthy body for the rest of your life. So it's very important that you actually understand your unique needs and you learn how to understand the language your body's speaking, right? So I want you to reclaim your responsibility and the ownership for your health. I want you to create a why around why you want to be healthy, what you're willing to do to get there, and what's going to keep you motivated when that cheeseburger starts looking real pretty again. So I just want to focus on reprogramming your view on food, on nutrition, on lifestyle choices, because clearly we were not taught the right approach to health. We were groomed to fail nutritionally. That's not a secret, right? If you've yet to really look at some of the things around nutrition, look at Food Inc., look at some of these new documentaries, I really encourage you to do that. It really helps you to step into that, understanding what's really happening in the food system. For any of you that are trying to skip to the end of this video and try to get all the supplement facts and everything, don't do that. Don't do that. There's only one way for you to get in shape. There's only one way. There is no quick fix. You can't skip to the end and learn the last step. If there was a quick fix, I'd be selling it to you. I want you to be hot. I want you to be lean. I want you to feel good. There is no quick fix. It's a balanced approach. I'm going to tell you this right now, and I hope you listen. Diet and exercise never fails. Never. Getting shredded is a planned process. It's one that requires discipline. It requires commitment, diligence. I'm not trying to discourage you by telling you that. I'm telling you that nothing is worth having that was super easy to get anyways. You know what I mean? So, but with that being said, getting lean can be a really simple process. It just needs to be done correctly and needs to be done in an organized manner. So whether you've tried dieting before, maybe you've tried every crazy training program, maybe you've tried starving yourself and nothing worked before, trust me, you just haven't found the right keys yet. Right? So today we're going to fix some of those things. I'm going to give you some of the fundamental principles around this and around how to gain balance with your life. So whether you're wanting to seek a few extra pounds, get a few extra pounds off you, or completely transform your body, you know what I mean? These fundamental elements are all going to come into key for you. These apply to everybody. There's definitely those main factors, right, that make effective, long-term, healthy weight loss a reality, right? Weight loss is not about, it's not about just losing weight. It's about regaining balance. It's about regaining health. When you're healthy, you look good. When you're healthy, you feel good. It goes hand in hand, right? So I can use the words weight loss today because I know that'll make you feel really good. But the main focus is actually you getting healthy, right? So number one, the first step to any weight loss program when you're even looking at something like this is you need to start looking at the quality of the food that you're intaking. Very clearly, the steady decline in human health goes hand in hand with the degrading of the food supply. It's no secret that health is a major concern now, right? Excess weight, obesity, disease, these are major topics of discussion. It's very important for us to approach this with the mindset of an all-encompassing mentality. To remember that, the food is the real issue here, the lifestyle choices, the massive imbalances that have come from living in a modern world. So all that I'm sharing with you today, I want you to really remember that living a more natural lifestyle with fresh, organic, whole foods, eliminating your intake of processed foods, getting away from genetically modified foods, getting away from refined sugars, stop using your microwave, don't go for fast foods. These are the underlying issues and what have actually brought us to where we are today. Right? So resolving those imbalances are very important. So start by switching to mostly organic foods, and at the very least start getting away from the toxic stagnating foods like processed sugars, cereals, pastries, fast foods, sodas, chocolate bars, pizzas, deep fried foods. These are not going to help you get rid of cellulite. I can tell you that much. And I've often said to my clients, you know what French fries taste like. Have them some other time. You know what I mean? I'm not the food Nazi. You can have the French fries again at some point if you want to. But very commonly what I see in people is once they've realigned with those healthy foods, they don't even want those things anymore. You know what I mean? Once you know how good you can feel, nothing is worth losing that over. And there's tons of healthy alternatives now. There's lots of people that are into the health scene now, and they're creating all kinds of products that are very powerful and really delicious, right? So, start shopping at some of these quality grocery store chains that carry a lot of these organic foods and make that switch a lot more easier for yourself. It doesn't matter if you want to lose weight or not. If you want to live a healthy, long, abundant life, you need to start eating natural whole foods and stop ingesting the health-robbing foods that are served in most restaurants and that fill your grocery store shelves, right? And people say to me all the time, oh, it's so expensive to eat healthy. It's expensive to be sick too. So start weighing out those options for yourself. Maybe you're going to pay an extra $1 for your broccoli, but you're not going to pay $50 later for that prescription. You're going to perform better, you're going to smile more, you're going to laugh more, and you're going to cry less. Those are all worth an extra buck to me. So the next topic of discussion is obviously detoxification. I say obviously because in my world this is obvious. You know what I mean? We have over 75,000 new toxins in our environment. If you think that there's not a toxic problem going on, then you are living in a dream world, my friend. Much of weight retention is caused by toxic overload. If you never cleaned your house, it would be pretty messy, stinky, and full of bugs, wouldn't it? When was the last time you did a cleanse of your body, right? When left without attention to elimination and the foods consumed, a buildup happens, right? When your body can't deal with this toxic mass that's contained in the colon, in the blood, in the lymph, in the liver, and various other areas of the body, much of this is going to be stored in adipose tissue. Your body tries to buffer it. It sends it to the outskirts of the body, right? And this is all going to show up as this, really nice and well-known and hated cellulite. Right? So this real effective detoxification is not only going to help to remove these excess toxins or these accumulated waste products and residues, but at the same time, it's going to trim down layers of fat. It's going to realign your body's metabolism, and it's going to take that stress off your body so your body can start regenerating itself. It's a very known fact that most people are walking around with anywhere from 5 to 25 pounds of dried matter in their colon. This is a major toxic strain on your body, and this is going to result in various other health imbalances, deficiencies, concerns. Once that's removed, your foods are going to digest and assimilate more efficiently. Wastes are going to eliminate more effectively, and your body's going to be able to process other toxins and regenerate your body. All in all, you're going to get a flat, more toned stomach. You're going to have less bloating, gas, discomfort. You're not going to be falling asleep at the dinner table, and your weight gain is going to be, a history problem. So, incremental weight gain, little spots on your body, your stomach, or just your lower back, stuff like that. These are very commonly congruent with a congestion, inflammation of the colon. And something that I see far too often is people, they go from eating cheeseburgers or whatever, and then all of a sudden they're doing these crazy detox programs and they're, blah, blah, blah. This is not healthy. You cannot enter into a detox program, jumping around, doing all these dramatic shifts. You need to have a planned process in place, and that's what we do. We promote a very healthy weight loss. We promote a very healthy detoxification program. It's usually about a 14 to 21 day detox. We include some of the very key elite organic nutrition supplements for helping to remove any pathogens, any bad bacteria and funguses from the body. It cleanses the blood, the liver, the kidneys. We only use the best whole food supplements, and we only use the best nutrition out there. Not all detoxes are equal, and you have to remember that. You know what I mean? And one of the biggest problems is that this is really overlooked, and there's probably like 50 different cleanses in the health food stores right now. And it's very important to make an informed decision when you're walking into a detox protocol. You know what I mean? If your intestinal tract is blocked or hindered in any way, and you start releasing toxins from the various areas of your body, and they can't leave your body quickly and effectively, you could do a lot of damage. Right? And you got to remember that your body might not actually be used to this. Maybe this is the first cleanse you've ever done. You need to make sure that you're organized and you know what you're doing, right? Detoxification is very important. It's not something that you can overlook. I mean, clearly you can hear how I'm speaking to you right now. It's not a small deal, right? This is definitely step one in your weight loss protocol. I find this approach very useful because it helps to break the cycle of poor food choices as well. So food addictions, or, sometimes just stepping into that 14 to 21 day cleanse, it not only can clear away the bacteria that's potentially causing your cravings, but it also is like pressing reset. Right? So it allows you to have that clean slate to build on. It allows you to get that, that clean platform, right? If you do have health concerns, if you're dealing with major symptoms, etc., I do recommend seeing a professional or getting some lab tests done on your stools, etc., just to make sure that you don't have any GI tract problems. Most people are pretty safe to walk into something like this, particularly if you're using high quality supplements. But it's always a good idea if you are farther down the road or you're dealing with a major toxic problem. I hear about people jumping into liquid fasts all the time lately. I've been hearing about a lot of master cleanses and stuff recently. I think people are trying to slim down around summertime, particularly people do these things. This can be very rewarding if it's done correctly. It can be incredibly damaging if it's not. So one of the things I usually say with people jumping into a fasting program, if you've never done cleansing, or if you were eating, Doritos yesterday and all of a sudden you're drinking lemon with tap water and maple syrup, that's not going to get you very far, right? And you're going to send your body into a very catabolic state. You're going to send your body into a very stressed out state. It's going to be completely hindering your ability to move forward. It's not intelligent. And maybe your friend at work lost 15 pounds, but that wasn't sustainable fat loss. I can pretty much guarantee that. And what did she do to rebuild her body afterwards? So it's very important when you're looking at a detoxification program. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be drastic like that, right? You don't have to stop eating solid foods. That's a very big concern to me when people have dirty colons and they start drinking liquid foods, because your elimination channels stop moving. So then what happens? Those toxins are just sitting there, right? They're re-entering your bloodstream and circulating again. I could go off of this all day and I'm not going to. The most realistic thing that I want you to understand is that detoxification is very important. We are exposed to toxins every single day. It doesn't matter if you eat really healthy or not. I mean, there's like more toxins in your house than there is outside. Like it's crazy. Like we live in a modern world and this is very important. I mean, I do regular cleansing myself and I think it's incredibly important that people understand that, maybe it took you 25, 35, 45, 55 years to get these toxins in. It might take, a couple years to get them out doing regular cleansing, but you got to start somewhere, right? So that's what I'll say about that. So that's a very key part. And just totally will help to just boost your body, to allowing it to release the weight and release the fat and release the toxins. Next thing I would like to say is structured water. Anyone that knows me knows that I talk about water a lot. It's one of my most passionate subjects. I studied water for a long time. I've had some incredible mentors, including Daniel Vitalis and Victor Schoberger. This is one of the biggest problems in people's health right now. Water is a huge part of your life. It is a known fact that about 85% of people are chronically dehydrated. Water plays a part in every process in your body, I should say. And it determines the quality of your health, because the condition of your cells is the condition of your health. And if you're not drinking microclustered or structured water, your cells ain't happy. I can pretty much guarantee you that. So, contrary to what popular belief is, not all water is equal and not all water will hydrate you correctly. So when you drink the wrong water, you're not only superficially hydrating your cells, but you're not really getting anything from them. In fact, you're probably getting a dose of a jambalaya of toxins and different pesticides, prescription medication, chemicals that are in your water supply if you're not drinking good water. So it's like giving your cells a sponge bath without using bubbles, right? So it's pointless. Real structured water is something that's been overlooked for a very long time, right? And it's something that I think in our modern world, people don't talk about because they just don't know about it, right? And the answer is really there for people. So like I said, chronic dehydration is a very big reality to people. And it's said that the actual absorption rate, let's say on tap water compared to structured water, would be about 1 to 7, probably more like 8 for structured water. So you drink 1 cup of you get 1 cup of tap water for every 8 that you drink, whereas with structured water, you would get all of that, right? Structured water, when I keep saying that word, it just means that the cellular structure of the water it's organized, it's natural, it's the way it's supposed to be. It's a hexagonal shape, which means it can enter into your cells effectively. If you're drinking, let's say, tap water, Dasani water, any of these bottled waters, filtered waters, treated waters, those waters are not structured correctly, they will not be able to enter your cell, and they will superficially hydrate you. You can quote me on that. I've gotten into full-blown arguments with people about it. It's not me giving you my opinion. This is science, okay? This is just the way that it works, right? I have stood behind spring water, natural spring water. I go and collect my own water. I've been doing that for years. I stand behind that 100%. I've been approached by people selling water ionizers for years, and I've always declined. There's been many issues with the production of them and the way that they're organized. They weren't really up to the standard I was looking at. But what I've seen recently, I had a good friend who's a genius in this department. He created a water system that is an ionizer, but it's also a very high-tech customized filter. So they do a custom filter to your municipality, and that is powerful. When you start talking about water, you want to lose weight, you want to flush that fat, you want to get that fat out of your cell, the toxins out of your cell, then you need to start looking at water. That's the only way that you're going to be able to flush it out, right? By the end of the day, your body is made of the water you drink. So needless to say, that's very important that you're flushing and cleansing your blood daily with this structured water. If you're not drinking structured water, I hear a lot of people, they say, oh, I just drink a whole bunch of water, I feel full, and then I pee right away. Yeah, pretty much, because that's what's happening. Your body's just, it can't absorb it. It goes through your stomach, it leaves. Structured water, you could chug 2 liters of it. Literally what happens, I notice it right away. It starts going to my body. You can literally feel it entering into your cells. It's the most intense experience. I've been at all kinds of great springs and drank in the water, and you get a natural high off this kind of stuff. And I really notice like a reduction in cellulite in people. I notice that people are flushing fat more efficiently. They're cleansing better. They feel better. They have more energy. Don't overlook this. This is a huge, huge part of weight loss is structured water. So remembering that, you know, this is the topic, right? You want to flush toxins. You want to flush fat. You want to allow your body to regenerate itself. This is a huge part of that. Right? So understanding that is very key. And like I said, my friend created this water system that is just blowing me away. It's just hit the market and it's just going to blow up. They're already selling it in all kinds of hospitals and everything. And this is the only water system, the only water ionizer that I would ever stand behind. If you guys are looking for more information, you can ask me about it. I know far too many people don't even drink water these days. People are drinking tea. People are drinking juice, coconut water even instead of water. Those are all great. I don't mind that. But don't replace your water with that. You can't do that. Water has got to be drank on its own, clear, natural water. You can put a few supplements in it if you want, like MSM, or you can put vitamin C powders, or you can put like, you know, lemon, things like that. You can do that. That's fine. But you need to be drinking clear water. That's very important. I can't stress that enough. I could do an entire call on water. I think I have. My next topic would be blood sugar and insulin. This is very important when you're looking at fat reduction. Blood sugar and insulin are very important key players. They play a key role in lowering your body fat percentage because this displays whether or not you're going to store fat after each meal, or whether the quantity and the quality of the glucose that's being provided by your food choice will be within a healthy range, right? And if it's going to provide a consistent, stable blood sugar that can be maintained. A lot of people, when I say insulin or blood sugar, they're like, what do you mean, like diabetes? No. Insulin and blood sugar play a very key role in muscle development, fat loss, overall health. Diabetes is just farther along in balance. This can be controlled by you actually controlling your blood sugar now. So controlling your blood sugar spikes is one of your greatest weapons in fat loss, right? So it's a consistent flow of nutrients and glucose throughout the day and evening are required to maintain that stable blood sugar level. So as you can see from this diagram, this is completely necessary to avoid unnecessary storages of fat. When you eat smaller, more consistent, balanced meals throughout the day, your blood sugar will stay stable, and so will your mental focus, right? So number one on that is eating breakfast. This is so important if you want to lose weight, if you want to gain muscle, if you want to be healthy, you need to eat breakfast, right? Just think about this. You've been fasting for sometimes 8, 12, 13, 14 hours, and all of a sudden you get up and you have a coffee and then you're on with your day, and then you have a bagel an hour later. Your blood sugar is not going to be stable, and you're starting off on the wrong foot, because what's going to happen, you're going to eat something that's sugary or high density carbohydrates that are just refined processed carbs. Your blood sugar is going to shoot through the roof. Your insulin's going to shoot through the roof. You're going to store all kinds of fat. Then your blood sugar is going to drop drastically. Then you're going to be starving again in an hour. You're going to be tired, so you're going to make another nasty choice. And then it's just this ongoing process throughout the day, and you're going to have a roller coaster of a time, and you're going to have no energy. You're going to feel like crap. It's not a good idea. Trust me. So the biggest thing is eating your breakfast. I'm a big advocate of liquid foods. You can do bioavailable, like whole foods, superfood smoothies in the morning is a fantastic, particularly if you're in a hurry and you don't have time to make breakfast. Depending on what your metabolic type is, etc. I love free range, like farm fresh eggs, things like that in the morning. I love doing like soft boiled eggs with some steel cut oats, or, you can definitely move in that direction. Eating breakfast is very important. You cannot overlook this one step. This is one key to your weight loss that would be so essential if you're not eating breakfast. I don't care if you're not hungry. I don't care. You need to train your body to start eating in the morning. So, when your blood sugar is all over the place, this is going to cause a major stress response, major inflammatory response in your body. This is a big, big deal. So definitely decrease the amount of white wheat flour products like refined foods like breads, cakes, biscuits, bagels, things like that, and start taking in whole foods, steel cutouts, quinoas. You can get some really good quality cereals now that are like puffed quinoas, things like that, if that's the direction you want to go in. Or using whole food superfood smoothies, increasing your protein at every meal. Don't ever eat carbohydrates alone. This is just one of the biggest things with people. They do a lot of carbohydrates now, and carbohydrates are not bad. I love carbohydrates. I think they're very good for you, but they need to be done right, and you need to consume them with proteins and carbs. With proteins and fats to make sure that they're not increasing your blood sugar too quickly. And it's all in the quality of the carbohydrates. People really love carbohydrates, particularly in the morning, and you need to really make sure that those carbs are long burning carbohydrates, things that are going to keep you sustained throughout the day. Having a little bit of fruit, having some good quality oatmeal, having some, good quality vegetables or whatever in the morning is going to really help to keep you really balanced. So that's my biggest thing with you guys, is eating breakfast, right? Some of my favorite supplements for keeping blood sugar balanced would be cinnamon. I use cinnamon in almost everything. It's delicious, and it really helps to keep your blood sugar on par. Magnesium is really powerful. It's one of the most incredible minerals, in my opinion. I think that it's so deficient in people's lives now. Chromium is another great way. If you are looking at magnesium, definitely look at it in an ionic form. I love the ionic liquid magnesium. That's fantastic. Fish oils, wild fish oils can be incredible for helping with your blood sugar as well. Definitely look at that if that's something that you're dealing with. If you deal with mood swings and spikes of energy throughout the day and stuff, your blood sugar is probably something that's going to need some work. So eat smaller, more frequent meals throughout the day. Try not to go more than 3 hours without having something small to eat. This is going to keep your body from getting thrown into that state of stress and catabolic state, and it's going to keep you from having your blood sugar all over the place. So that's very important. Maintain that consistent flow. And I know people are really confused by that. They're like, well, I want to lose weight. Why would I be eating more? It's a long story, but that's just the way your metabolism works. If you don't have nutrients to burn, your body is just going to start burning itself. It's going to slow its metabolism down. Eating is one of the most important parts of weight loss. I know that sounds crazy, but when you look at a lot of these girls that you're looking at their bodies and you're going, wow, that's a sick, ripped body. That girl is eating every few hours. I can guarantee it. Okay. So my next topic would be hormones. I think it's very easy to say that our bodies are under constant stress, and hormones are something that are not talked about a lot in the weight loss industry, and I wish that they were more so. It's a very broad topic. I mean, I can't even attempt to spearhead this here. You guys will fall asleep. But I'll give you the cool note version so that you can understand the real importance of hormones health, right? Hormones are a very key component in where your body is going to retain fat and how quickly it burns calories. It can also massively dictate your food cravings. It can completely hinder your weight loss success as well if they're out of whack. So it's very important. Hormones are very common imbalance in women now. You see it. We're exposed so heavily to toxic hormone replicating chemicals through our food supply, through our water supply, through our air supply. I mean, they're everywhere, right? And I mean, not even to mention that there's all kinds of hormone replicators in parabens that are found in all kinds of the women's creams, shampoos, makeups, cosmetics. These can be very debilitating, and they can really throw your estrogens out of whack. So it's very important that you understand that when you enter into a weight loss program, this is a holistic approach. You need to remember that there's a lot of other things in your lifestyle that might be contributing to you retaining weight. So if your hormones are out of whack, or you're, estrogen dominant, which is very common now, we're exposed to so many different synthetic estrogens and plant estrogens and all these different things, that it's very common, right? And so if you're getting another dose of those from all these, toxic creams and stuff you're putting on your skin, that's just a whole other ballpark, right? I heard in a talk, I think it was Daniel Vitalis might have said this, but that, by the time, let's say, you're using one of those tanning creams or some crazy body cream of some sort that's not organic, and it's got, preservatives and parabens in it. By the time that you finish the end of that bottle, half of that has circulated through your bloodstream. That's a very big deal. And particularly if there's hormone replicating substances in it. So that's something to keep in mind. When entering into a weight loss program, I always recommend to people, particularly if you are really out of whack, if you're feeling super out of balance and stuff, if you've dealt with any hormone issues in the past, definitely get a hormone panel done by your local naturopath or your local doctor. Get your estrogens tested, your testosterone, DHEA, and progesterone. That will help with just your nutritionist and planning your approach to lowering your body fat percentage in a more safe way. If you don't want to go on that route, that's fine. You can definitely take steps to ensure that your hormones are within a healthy range. The most common imbalances in most women's hormones are the imbalances of estrogens and then the stress hormones like cortisol. Estrogen is one of the most common imbalances in men as well. And you can see it really manifesting in the massive mood swings, like the men growing boobs, getting really feminine. There's like the insane food cravings, the thigh weight gain in women, a lot of water retention, things like that. Estrogen dominance is a much more of a bigger concern than we've actually been educated to believe. And I would, I'm not going to say that here, but I would strongly believe that it's, has a lot to do with a lot of the diseases out there now. You can limit your imbalancing intake of estrogens by lowering your intake of processed foods, lowering your intake of non-organic meats, stop taking in non-organic foods. The pesticides are very bad for hormone replicating. Lower your intake of soy products, stop using things like plastic water bottles, stop storing hot foods in plastic containers. Another scary culprit is actually birth control pills. You want to go in a different direction than that. Definitely get away from non-organic dairy, just overeating in general, stress, too much caffeine, things like that. These can all spike your estrogen. So I know you guys are probably hearing the similar tone to a lot of the stuff I'm giving you. This is about balance. This is about you taking the stress off your body. This is about you allowing your body to step back into its natural rhythm, right? So you just need to give it the tools to do that. So some things that you can do to help balance your hormones are including things that are like hormone regulating, like maca root powder is really powerful for raising the progesterone. Ashwagandha, astragalus, passion flower, and chamomile tea are both great for aiding and removing excess estrogens from the body. Melatonin can help in blocking the bad estrogens from crossing the blood-brain barriers. If you're having problems sleeping, etc., melatonin is really powerful. I've heard a lot of people say it's habit forming. I've never seen that before, but it's possible. Including cruciferous vegetables are really powerful for helping to remove those excess estrogens. White pith from the citrus fruits as well, or grapefruits, can be really good as well. Putting that in your smoothies or your shakes, putting it through the juicer can be good as well. And overall, just reducing your stress level. There's a lot of things you can do to really help amp up your natural hormones. I should do a whole broadcast on something like this. It's such a potent topic. When it comes to stress hormones, this is one of the #1 reasons people are having such a hard time losing weight, and I see it so much. I used to be this person too. I totally understand. I was like, if working out is what makes people look good, then I'll just do it more than everybody else. Well, it doesn't really work that way. I'm assuming some of you have probably been that person in the gym for 4 hours at a time, and you were like, why is my weight going up? And, blah, blah, blah. And you see these girls doing balanced workouts, taking in nutrition. They're really focused on that post and pre-workout nutrition, and they're looking really good. There's a reason for that. Remember that word I keep talking about? Balance. Your body does not like stress. And when your body's stressed, it releases a hormone called cortisol, among a couple others. And it's very fair to say that most people are stressed out. Our bodies are too, and when our bodies are stressed, our bodies send signals, right? Now, when those signals get sent out, maybe they're good when you're in a fight or flight mode. Maybe you're being attacked on the street, then that would be a really positive thing. But they're very counterproductive when it comes to weight loss, particularly around the waist section. So cortisol, one of your stress hormones, increases your appetite for sweets and carbohydrates as well. It also increases your insulin resistance. It's a very nasty little thing. It can be very useful, and it is powerful in some senses, but not when you're trying to lose weight. And if you're putting your body into a catabolic state, which is a breaking down state basically, cortisol is going to be a main part of that, and that's completely counterproductive. It's one of the main reasons why I tell people, don't starve yourself. Stop taking fat burners, stop taking stimulants, get away from these crazy energy boosters before workouts. They're a bad idea. They're completely counterproductive. A little bit of caffeine here and there, a little bit of stimulation is okay, but if you are naturally a very stressed out person, or if you've been exposed to a lot of different things like this, or you've been into stimulants and stuff like that, cortisol is going to be a problem for you, and you're going to want to make sure that that's not something that you're still including. So the key to staying in this anabolic state, which is the opposite of catabolic state. So anabolic is where your growth hormones are going to be thriving, your body is burning nutrients efficiently instead of breaking down tissues for energy. Catabolic state is when your body's stressed out, you're burning your own tissues, you're breaking down. This is not where you want to be, right? And people get confused about that because they're like, oh, well, I want to lose weight, so I want to break things down. Well, no, that's not the way it works. You want to look tight, fit, toned. That means you want to be in an anabolic state, producing lean muscle mass. You want to be putting on good size, but also losing the body fat, right? People get very confused about that whole body fat thing. Just because you want to lose weight doesn't necessarily mean that you don't want to put on a little bit of weight. You want to put on a little bit of muscle, and you want to shred down your body fat percentage. That's really what's going on. A lot of the time, people already have the body composition they want. It's just hidden under layers of fat, right? And so that comes in with proper nutrition, reducing your cortisol level, maintaining consistent workouts. If you're going to the gym for 3 hours at a time, I can pretty much guarantee that your cortisol is just thriving in there, unless you're doing a little bit of in between, a shake in there somewhere, keeping your blood sugar stable. It's very important that your blood sugar is stable. This blood sugar that we were talking about a few minutes ago also comes into play with cortisol. If you're taking in all kinds of refined sugars, if you're pounding back Gatorades, things like that, that's all going to throw your cortisol up too. So that goes hand in hand, those two things. And I mean, depending on where you're at physiologically, emotionally, if you live a very stressful lifestyle, if you don't sleep very much, if you work out for crazy hours at the gym and you've got really poor like pre, during, and post supplementation, chances are you're going to have a pretty hard time trimming down your body fat. So this is very crucial for you if you're really in that last 10-pound region, particularly. Supplements like coffee, stimulants like the fat burners and stuff like that, they might work for a couple weeks. You might see a few results, but then you're going to burn your adrenals and you're just going to be right back where you started. You can really see it in people who have high stress levels will retain more fat on their stomach. It's very popular. Lowering your stress level. Start eating more consistent, small meals, whole food meals. Stay away from refined sugars and flours. Start ingesting some high-grade supplements, antioxidants, some bioavailable proteins to help keep that blood sugar stable. Start taking in some mood enhancing, some tonic herbs. These all help in aiding and reducing and controlling your cortisol levels and maintaining that less stressful state, right? Keeping your workouts below an hour is pretty crucial too, particularly for people that don't really know what they're doing with nutrition yet. If you're one of those 2 hour in the gym people, really either talk to myself or somebody else that knows what they're talking about around really getting some good supplements into you and making sure you're really supported for that. Next thing I would like to talk about would be tonic medicinal herbs, strengthening your inner terrain. If you are not familiar with tonic herbs, oh my God, I'm about to introduce you to a whole new world of awesome. When it comes to tonic medicinal herbs, they're very misunderstood. A lot of the time people have no idea what they are. These things are medicinal. Most times they're very ancient plants. They've been used for thousands of years. Miraculous healing and strengthening and regeneration of the body. And I think it's something that's really lacking in a lot of people's lives because, I mean, even if you eat really healthy or you're doing regular cleansing or you're taking good supplements, stuff like that, these tonic herbs, these are medicinal plants that come from very precious places in the world. They have more minerals, more nutrition, more blood enriching, endurance increasing. They work on your endocrine system, your hormones, helping your mental focus. These things are powerful foods, and they can be taken in the forms of teas. You do them in decoctions. You decoct them into a tea. They're very easy to use. You can get them in pill form as well, a lot of them. I have a few that are personally my great favorites. They're used particularly for enhancing the body's natural hormone levels by acting as an adaptogen for the endocrine system, but there's many other functions for them. Some of them play very key roles in the activation of your metabolism. They're very much so longevity promoting. They're really enriching to the body, particularly if you've been under a lot of stress. They're very good for the kidney energy, rebuilding your life force. I always recommend them when you're doing like a building or a strengthening phase before or after a cleansing program. If you've been under a lot of stress or your body's very depleted, it's sometimes a very good idea to include these with your detox program just to help support your body so you don't get too stressed out. I like to use these medicinal tonic herbs for weight loss, particularly because they're really powerful for just giving your body extra tools to deal with removing some of the excess stuff from the body and also just promoting a healthier metabolism. Many times people are deficient in a few things, you know what I mean? And it's those little gaps. When you start filling those little gaps, everything starts working better, right? And so it's very important to understand that in a lot of our food supply and a lot of our supplements, etc., there's little small things missing. You know what I mean? And so when you start looking at these medicinal ancient plants, these things are so complete, it's not even funny. You start looking at little deficiencies being filled and then on top of that being provided with even more, right? And so that's really crucial when you're looking at weight loss and any form of health protocol for sure. One of my favorite medicinal tonic herbs is Gynostema. You find this in the Spring Dragon Tea by Ron Teagarden at dragonherbs.com. This product is phenomenal. I can't say enough about this product. I've had a few of my clients on this, and the results have been ridiculous. I just adore his products. I think they're incredible. I don't really buy a lot of my tonic herbs anywhere else anymore. When it comes to increasing metabolism, the one thing I like about the Spring Dragon Tea is a lot of the time I find when you get away from stimulants, if you are a caffeine person or you do workout drinks or whatever, your energy levels will drop, right? Because your body's pretty much addicted to that jolt. So this tea particularly is very energizing and very stimulating, but it's not abrasive and it's not overstimulating. It works very interestingly in your body, and it really helps to support your body through that process of detoxification and through weight loss. Ashwagandha is another one of my favorites. Astragalus is one of my favorites. Shashandra berries, incredible. Love Shashandra berries. They've really done wonders for my health. Caralluma is another really wonderful tonic herb that you can use. It's a formula that he has on his website as well that you can use for appetite suppression, but it also helps with metabolism, just the efficiency of your metabolism. Really promoting healthy blood sugar and a controlled appetite. These things are really powerful. It's not something to be overlooked. And if you are really curious about these things, you can definitely check out his website. He's got all kinds of information on there, or talk to me more about these things as well. The Spring Dragon tea, like I said, it's good for the massive energy boost, but it's not overstimulating. It's one of my favorite qualities about that particular product. So Ron Tea Garden's website is dragonherbs.com. My next topic would be, my favorite topic is organized nutrition programs. This is something that I have a lot of experience in, and I've worked in the industry long enough to know that there's not a lot of people that are really doing this effectively, and it really kind of irks me. When you're approaching any weight loss goal, you have to be organized. If you're taking a shot in the dark, I can guarantee you're not going to get there. It needs to be a planned process. I create timelines with my clients. I say, okay, show me a picture what you want to look like, or tell me what you want to look like. And we say, okay, you want to be at 12% body fat. That's about 12 pounds on you, or whatever. And then creating that timeline and saying, okay, you're here now. In 2 weeks, you'll be here. In 4 weeks, you'll be here. In 6 weeks, you'll be here. And creating that timeline. And so they know what they're eating. They know when they're eating it. They know how it's going to happen. They know when they're going to be there. It takes a lot of the stress off of you, right? When you work with somebody else, I work with somebody else on my health, okay? It's very important that you work with somebody else and take that time to truly plan your own program and your own timeline, and have that realistic approach, and have that goal in place, have your why in place, have your supplement intake in place, know what you're doing for fitness, know that it lets your mind rest at ease, right? And the main problem with people running without a program is there's little essential components that get overlooked, and then they leave little holes in your regimen, and then you end up with deficiencies and imbalances and stuff, right? So when you work with a nutritionist, or you work with a naturopath, and you work with people who know what th're doing, they're going to take all of your information into account. I would never hand somebody a cookie cutter meal plan. That's done way too much in this system, and it's just horrible for people. I mean, just because your friend lost 15 pounds eating nothing but bacon doesn't mean that you're going to lose 15 pounds, right? And stop. Why even take a risk? Why put your health as an experiment? It's not an experiment, right? And I've seen massive dysfunction with dieting programs, and massive dysfunction with different foods and recommendations that people are giving, and it's really scary. And I really want you to know that I really take pride in researching everything that I educate people on, and I like to make sure that everything that I'm teaching you is accurate, and that there's backing up there, and at the end of the day, health is a bit of trial and error. I don't know exactly everything about you, but we can do what we can to make sure that you are really supported, and we're doing this in the healthiest, most safe way possible. We take everything into account. We look at your genetics, we look at your toxic exposure, your lifestyle, your childhood, potential imbalances, hormones, all these things, and a lot of people that are really toxic, I get them to get lab tests done. Make sure that your GI tract's in check. Make sure that your metabolic pathways are working, making sure that these things are really in alignment, because, at the end of the day, your health is not an experiment, right? And there's so many physiological diversities. It's massively stupid to hand out a cookie cutter diet plan. And I've seen that happen so much. And it's really sad, because there's a lot of people put a lot of false promises out there. And I've seen that a lot. And I'm not bad talking any area of the food industry. I think there's powerful people out there really educating people. And I was part of the raw food community, the superfood lifestyle, for a long time, and I still am to some degree. But I do see that there are some little missing pieces there, and there's definitely some things that are being overlooked when it comes to educating people on real balanced nutrition. So it's very important that you understand that it's no real secret. There's no real secret diet program. I'm not going to say, oh, I know the best way to eat for you. I'm going to tell you what I think that based on your information is going to work for you, right? So definitely get a real nutrition, get someone that's really going to look at those things. If they hand you a cookie cutter diet, just walk away. When you're looking at a lot of these things too, it's important to understand your macronutrient ratios. Those change based on your goals. So if you're, wanting to be a fitness competitor 6 months from now, your macronutrients are going to be a little bit different than somebody who, potentially just wants to lose 15 pounds and maintain a healthy lifestyle. So there's differences there, right? It's very important to know that. And that there's different supplements, there's different herbs, there's different things that your water intake is going to be different and unique to you, right? And so all of these things are very important to understand. Most people kind of understand calories. Most people kind of hate the word calories. I'm not going to stress that on people. I don't make people count calories. I do that. I count calories for my clients, and then I organize them in a way that it makes sense to them, that they're not having to count calories. They just know how much they eat and when they eat it, right? And so that's a really important thing to understand. But when you're looking at calories, I run into this all the time with people. Yeah, maybe you're only allowed, let's say 1,800 calories or whatever. Let's say that's how many you're eating for the day. And you start eating 1,800 calories worth of Smarties and bagels. Well, maybe you're going to lose weight. It is science, right? But at the same time, you're not going to feel good, and you're definitely not going to look good, right? So, I mean, the key here is not to just eat that amount of calories. It's what I call high ROI foods, high return on investment foods. They're very essential, right? So if you're eating the best return on your investment, so the best 1,800 calories that you can possibly get your hands on, they're bioavailable, they're easy to digest, they're whole foods, they're incredibly medicinal and full of minerals and everything, then that's going to be the best calorie consumption that you can get, because the ultimate goal is for you to get the most nutrition out of the least amount of calories, or you're within your range of calories, I should say. So that's your biggest thing right there, you know what I mean? And if there's one thing that you guys take from this today, I want you to start doing a food journal. I want you to start recording everything that you put in your mouth. I want you to start tracking how you feel before, during, after you eat, maybe 2 hours after you eat. How's your energy levels? All of those things come really into play when you start creating a nutrition program, because if I know how you feel after you eat certain things. Another thing interesting about doing a food journal is, let's say you eat something today, tomorrow you wake up and you go, wow, I do not feel good. You can look back and say, what did I eat yesterday? What did I eat the day before that? Oh, what did I eat that day? I felt so good that day. You know what I mean? So it's a great way to start tracking that progress, right? I think we have this sort of consume it and forget it mentality where we just put things in our mouths and forget about them. That's not the way to live. Every single thing that you put in your mouth is affecting your health. I can guarantee it. Okay. And what you're doing 3 times a day, thousands of times in in a year, it's like, that's very crucial to your health, right? So work with an educated nutritionist, work with an educated team of people to help you to really effectively and permanently get rid of these extra pounds. I wanted to talk about a couple of the supplements that I use in my weight loss programs, my favorite ones particularly that I'll share with you today, and then we'll be finishing up. Thank you for listening so attentively. Good fats. This is something that I just, like, what happened? People got really freaked out about the whole fat scene. And I mean, granted, there's some scary fats out there. Margarines, processed fats, a lot of these crazy, refined, all these margarine spreads, and, a lot of the oils that you see in grocery stores are rancid. I steer clear of all of those. I don't even eat salad dressings in most restaurants. It's like a lot of these oils are incredibly toxic for your metabolism, for your gut. They're just brutal. They're very hard to break down a lot of the time. They can be oxidized and rancid. Oh, it's just wreaks havoc on your body. But I know that people get really freaked out about fats, and it's very important that you understand that ingesting fats for weight loss, I know it sounds insane, but it's crucial. If you're not taking fish oils, wild fish oils, and you're not getting in, proper DHA, I can pretty much guarantee you you're deficient in it. They've done a lot of studies on this. They've shown many times, I've seen some of the healthiest people in the world, some of these crazy, crazy people in the raw food industry, that they are healthy and they're deficient in DHAs. And I think it's a very important thing to understand that you don't want to overlook fish oils. Always look for a wild fish oil. I like krill oil. Krill oil is definitely really cool. Looking at one of my favorite oils, I could seriously talk about this all day long, is coconut oil. Incredible healing food, great for weight loss. It improves your circulation, improves your metabolism by up to 48% sometimes. It's just nuts. Coconut oil is a medium chain triglyceride. So it has room in its structure to carry in other nutrients into your cells as well. So it's very powerful. It is a saturated fat, but it's not to be confused with other saturated fats. It's not. It's very different. It's very stable, so you can actually cook with it, and it won't actually oxidize. A lot of the like butters and olive oils and all these things, they're very unstable. So when you put them into a frying pan, or you put them in, you put them all over your hot veggies or whatever, it can really damage the oil and make it oxidize. And it can damage your gut. It's very, very powerful. Coconut oil contains lauric acid. So that's converted in your body to an anti-parasitic component, and it helps to aid your immunity against pathogens. It's amazing for your body. Definitely really interesting fat in the sense that it helps you retain other essential fatty acids. There's a lot of really cool properties to coconut oil. It's just powerful, powerful stuff. But yeah, it definitely increases your metabolic rate. I know that's very confusing for people, but it's a very healthy fat. Something to understand with fats. One of the things I really try to get people to understand is people get really freaked out about cholesterol. There's healthy cholesterol in your body, and it's a precursor for every hormone, right? And remember, your hormones are very important. If you want to be shredded and you want to get healthy, your hormones need to be healthy, right? And so if you're taking in good quality cholesterol, your body can use that as a building block for hormones. So it's very potent. About 50% of your brain is made of saturated fats. So you start taking in high quality saturated fats and your brain function is going to go up. Coconut oil is naturally anti-inflammatory. I mean, I could just go on about all this all day, but I won't. What I will say is this, definitely consume coconut oil. Definitely put it on your skin. It's incredible. I've even been told it's a natural SPF 15. Don't quote me on that because I don't know the science behind it, but I do know that it works. I've used it in the sun before. I love coconut oil. It's amazing. I use it instead of butter. I do like some good like raw butters and stuff like that, but coconut oil is through the roof. It's awesome stuff. Look for a good quality extra virgin organic one. Your body will thank you. I can promise you that. It goes very nicely in exchange for butter. So like on grains, on steamed veggies, it goes great in like, warm drinks. Oh, it's just dynamite. I make raw chocolate out of it. Dynamite. Okay, I'm getting hungry. Green powders I've been an advocate of green foods for my entire health career. Green foods are powerful. When it comes to acid and alkaline, you'll hear me talk about that a lot. It's definitely a huge topic, not something I'm going to go into right at this moment, but getting in more alkalizing foods into our body is very important. It really helps with stress reduction. It helps with detoxification. It helps to soothe and neutralize any sort of toxins before they leave your body. It's full of minerals. A lot of these green foods are like primordial foods too. If you start looking at some of the blue-green algae and stuff like that, these are a million years old. I mean, their cellular structure is so easy for your body to understand. They really help to like improve mental focus. They regulate the inflammatory effects of acidity. So like if you're taking in a lot of processed foods or you have a lot of stress or you drink or whatever, green foods are really powerful for that. Particularly if you're very high endurance athlete, things like that. Things like this can be very powerful for you. Some of my favorite green products are the Ormus Greens by Sun Warrior. I love that product. If you're not used to green formulas, that's a pretty good one palette wise. Health Force Nutritionals, Vitamin Mineral Greens is one of my favorite green products. Incredible. Super, super cleansing, like, whoa. For green foods too, like I said, the blue-green algae, those are a mega dose of like health providing nutrients. So E3 Live is a really powerful one. Big shout out to e3live.com. I love that company. Chlorella and spirulina are insane punches of chlorophyll as well. Tons of trace elements, minerals, amino acids, enzymes. And like I said, these foods are majorly absorbable by the body. There's like a 98% absorption rate. Like that's just like unheard of, right? And then you heard me talking about one of my other favorite supplements, in terms of weight loss, would be Spring Dragon Tea, the Gynostemma tea, that you can get through Ron Teagarden's website there. Amazing for enhancing the body's efficiency at burning calories. So just overall stimulating the metabolism, but doing it in a non-abrasive way. So it soothes and nourishes the system. It supports healthy weight loss, and it helps with respiratory health, right? So immunity and adaptogenic, right? So it's really just taking that strain off the body. It's powerful, powerful stuff. I love that stuff. I would say do about two tea bags in a liter. Do 2 liters of that a day if you're on a weight loss protocol. B vitamins would be my other favorite, one of my other favorite favorite supplements for weight loss. Really helping to just optimize your utilization of nutrients, enhancing the effectiveness of your metabolism, boosting your mood, lowering stress, that kind of thing. Really powerful. A lot of people are very deficient in B vitamins. It can be really, really quite potent. Niacin, particularly, which is the B3 vitamin. I'm going to let you know a little secret. I've been doing this for a long time and I love this product. Get the flushing formula, the one that makes you all bright pink and red and tingly. It's kind of intense for some people. I guess just suck it up. It increases your circulation by up to 300%. So the reason why you're going all flush red and tingly is because your blood and oxygen is all getting to the surface, which is powerful for weight loss, particularly for cellulite reduction. Because one of the main reasons that you have cellulite is because there's a trapped stagnant energy there and there's not any oxygen or any nutrients that can get to the area to flush it out. So it's very powerful. I like to use niacin. I start small with some people if they've never used it before. Start at like, 3, maybe 250 milligrams, work your way up to about 1200 milligrams and jump in an infrared sauna. That'll get you feeling good. I even sometimes, like if I'm wanting to reduce cellulite or do something with somebody, I usually will use niacin and get them to run on, do their cardiovascular workouts when they're like that too. Really helps to just increase that circulation even further. If I will say this, I mean, I'm not going to get too far into this. When it comes to metabolic types and stuff like that, if you have a very fast metabolism, or if you are dealing with like major blood sugar imbalances and stuff like that, be careful with your niacin. I notice with myself, I tend to oxidize nutrients very quickly. So that means I burn through them very quickly. And if I take niacin as well as that, my blood sugar can drop and stuff like that. So I just make sure that if I am taking niacin, that I am properly nourished, that I've had a smoothie before training, stuff like that. I kind of juggled between telling you about two different ones, but I want to tell you about both. So, Electric C, a supplement we use with Elite Organic Nutrition, is such an insane vitamin C complex, very deficient in many people's lives. Even if you eat a lot of fresh foods, chances of it being that fresh and having that much vitamin C are pretty slim. So it's definitely a huge part to anybody's program. You see it a lot. I mean, particularly if you've been exposed to a lot of stimulants, or if you low energy, black circles under the eyes, if you bruise really easily, a lot of those things can be factors in vitamin C deficiencies. I'm not talking about any vitamin C complex at the store. It's pretty particular about which ones you're getting for sure, but they really help with an energy boost and just helping your body alleviate any excess weight. Magnesium was the other one I was going to talk to you about. Incredible, helps in every metabolic process in the body. Magnesium is one of the most deficient nutrients, minerals out there, and it's just really, really, really one of those things that I see such positive results when people start ingesting. Definitely get it in an ionic form, definitely in a liquid form. A lot of these calcium, magnesium supplements in the stores are just not good for you. Stay away from them. There's definitely a few good ones like CalMag, stuff like that can be pretty powerful for sure. Or not CalMag. I'm blanking out on the name of it right now. But if you guys are looking for more information about these things, you can always get in touch with us at Elite Organic Nutrition. We're always here to help you. Just to give you a quick review of what we just talked about. I know I just blasted you with tons of information, but that's just my style. The fundamentals of weight loss are increasing the quality of the food you're consuming. So go organic, eat whole foods, steer clear of processed refined flours, sugars, those weird fats and dips, things like that. Get away from non-organic meats, non-organic dairy, conventional products and supplements and all these things can all really wreak havoc on your system. So definitely start including more superfoods, tonic herbs, whole food supplements, and organic foods. Try to shop local whenever you can. Control your blood sugar by eating consistently throughout the day. Never eat carbohydrates alone, and always maintain a balanced intake of protein, carbs, and fats depending on your health goals and needs. Keep your hormone replicators at bay by switching from plastics and eliminating parabens from the products in your home and on your skin. So eliminate these excess estrogens in the body. Use cruciferous vegetables, raw cruciferous vegetables, chamomile, passion flower tea, melatonin, lemon pith. You can find a lot of different sorts of products on the market now that really help with that too. There's different supplements out now, aromatase inhibitors, stuff like that. Naturally enhance your hormones using supplements like maca and shilajit. Include medicinal tonic herbs like the gynostemma, the spring dragon tea, ginseng, ashwagandha, astragalus, shashandra, and fo tea, just to name a few. These all help to work on your endocrine system. They support your body in various organs. They help purify your blood, enhance your hormones, and enrich the body. And then last but never least, create your organized approach to your plan and goals with an educated nutritionist. Ensure that your goal is planned and realistic. Make sure you got a timeline in place. Work with someone that is going to create an accountability system for you, right? And a more balanced approach to nutrition. Make sure that you got everything covered, that you're taking it from a holistic approach. And then include your supplements, right, for your weight loss program. Do a detox protocol. Get involved with somebody like us that knows what we're doing and has the right supplements for you. We hope that you found this information super useful. We look forward to sharing so much more with you. My name is Stacey Rae. Like I said, hit us up at EliteOrganicNutrition.com.